Alright, so we are starting Green Skills Part 2. So this one is a very easy chapter because already you know most of the things whatever written here. It's all about sustainable development. So we will just finish it very quickly, I hope. Okay. So the color green, okay, green is a color of, as you can see, green means we immediately go back to the idea of nature, plants, trees and all. Okay, that is what we think about green. So green skills, so why it is termed as green skills? Because like whatever we are doing, our technical advancement, we are making, discovering, inventing new things, we are completely changing our entire lifestyle with the different types of production, we are keep on developing ourselves. Okay, but along with developing our own life, we are actually side by side, we are destroying the nature, we are destroying the ecology, the plants, the animals, everything is getting affected with our like our activities. So therefore we need to adapt the development procedure in such a way so that we will be developing whatever we are doing, we will be developing, but we will be also protecting the green environment. So this is why the chapter name is Green Skills. So green skills, in other words, it is the sustainable development. Okay, so you see, sustainable development means it is the economic development that is achieved without harming and depleting the natural resources. So whatever we are doing, it's all going, it is going to affect our economy. We are going to grow, we are going to become more rich with our resources, with our investments. Okay, the entire world is connected with each other. Okay, a business is going on all around, big transaction is going on, export import of the goods are going on. So in between that, we need to keep on doing this economic development, but keeping in mind that we should not harm the natural environment. So looking more closely into the term sustainable, it is defined as something that is able to uphold or defend. So sustainable means something which can sustain. Sustain means maintaining. Okay, maintaining the proper thing means preserving. Okay, preserving the nature we have to develop. So that is the meaning of sustainable. Sustainability is the development that takes care of the needs of the present while being concerned about the future generation. So not only preserving, we are also preserving for whom? Right now we are using all the resources because we need that. But after us, our next generation is going to live on this earth. Okay, after we are gone, they will be living on the earth, they will be handling, they will be needing those kind of resources just like us, because we are all humans after all. So we need to think of our future generation. We must not use everything and we are not keeping anything for them. So in order to avoid such a situation, we need to use with a proper measurement. So this much we are using, this much we are keeping, so that our next generation will be having the chance of using it. Okay. Okay. So then, today sustainable development is not an option but a necessity. It is necessary due to the concerns of the preserving and enhancing the environment and its biodiversity to ensure a healthy, productive world. Growth and environmental maintenance are simultaneously possible, and we are capable of achieving it. Thus, sustainable development demands growth that is environmentally sound to reduce poverty and promote shared prosperity for all and meet the needs of the future generation. So overall, the meaning of sustainable development is including everything. We have to preserve the thing for the next generation, we have to protect the environment, we must not damage the environment. And not only that, sustainable development also includes the fact that we must uplift our living. The poverty situation that is still going on in many of the people's life, okay, that poverty has to be removed. Everyone should have sufficient resource to eat and live on. So everything is included in this program of sustainable development, and in present time it is a necessity. It is not a choice that you may do sustainable development or not. It is not a choice anymore. Previously it was a choice, but now it is not a choice. Now it is mandatory. You have to, whatever you are doing, you have to keep in mind the sustainability. So the three fundamental components to sustainable development are economic development, social development, environmental protection. So this part you can mark, okay, regarding the three fundamental components. The three fundamental components of sustainable development are the economic development, the social development, the environmental protection. Economic development is about providing the incentives for business and other organizations to adhere the sustainability or guidelines. So economic development means what? Like making more money, production of more goods, more services, okay, a better employment. So these are all economic development, which is needed for our good life, to maintain our good life, to bring people out of the poverty line. This is needed. Okay, social development is about awareness and protection of the health of people from pollution and other harmful activities of business. So now, social development means what? We are social creatures, we are living in the society, and we must have a healthy living. Okay, we must not be living with diseases and pollutions. Okay, so in order to live a good life, okay, good and healthy life, we need to take care of this social development. Next is the environmental protection, is the need to protect the environment, where the concept of 4 rupees reduce, recycle, concept of 4 R's, reduce, recycle, recover and reuse, are being achieved or not. Sustainable development encompasses 4 P's. So now coming to the environmental part, environmental development, environmental protection means whatever we are doing, we have to keep in mind that we have to protect our environment. We must not damage the environment, because after all, we are able to live, we are able to eat, we are able to sustain ourselves is because of this environment. If we kill this environment, we will be nowhere to go. We won't be able to get any kind of development by any way. Okay, so for our need, we need to keep this environment protected. So for protecting the environment, we always follow the 4 R's. Okay, the 4 R's are, this also you can mark for your question, that is reduce, recycle, recover, reuse. Reduce the misuse of resources. Okay, like you are using a lot of petrol for vehicle. So suppose one family is having 4 people, and 4 people are having their individual cars, and whenever they need, they are just using their own car and going. So instead of doing that, why don't the entire family just use one common car? So then the petrol of the other 3 cars will be reduced. So in this way, we can apply this reduction theory in using the resources. Okay, next is the recycle. So recycle is very common for the plastic thing. So plastic things, whatever we are using, instead of throwing it into the garbage, we are storing it in a separate place, so that all those plastics can be recycled back, and again a new item of plastic can be made from it. Okay, so it can be recycled. Next is recover. So recover means like it's a similar thing of recycle only. So in a process, we are not wasting the things, we can recover. Suppose the industrial waste, okay, the industrial waste which is just without getting filtered or without getting purified, it is falling into the river water, and it is polluting the river water. So instead of doing that, if we can recover that polluted water, if we can do some kind of program so that the sewage that is coming out from the factory can be purified, and from there the main toxic thing is extracted out, and the remaining water can be given to flow into the river water. So that is called the recover. And next is the reuse. Reuse means something which we are throwing away. Instead of throwing it away, we can think of something creative, we can make some productive things from that. For example, the plastic bottles, okay, the Pepsi, the Thumbs Up, the Coca-Colas, the bottles, okay, you can see in the different DIY ideas, nowadays people are showing different concepts that instead of throwing those bottles away, you can just cut the bottle in such a way, you can make nice planters for plants for hanging in the garden. You can use it in various craft works, okay, which can make your room look decorative. So that is why we are having that SUPW thing in our curriculum. So that is based on this reuse theory. Okay, next is sustainable development encompasses the 4 P's. Now we have to think these 4 P's, that is people who represent the socio-cultural issues, planet which represents the environmental issues, profit that represents the economic issues, policies which refers to the visionary political leadership and implementation of policies needed to make sustainable development a reality. So in order to make this sustainable development like active, completely a reality instead of being an abstract idea, we have to make this as a real thing that is happening. We need these 4 P's working together in a good way, in a good circle, okay, in a good collaboration. That is the people who are the main creature responsible for doing this, okay, who has the duty to do this. So people, they represent the socio-cultural issue. So people, profit, obviously without profit nothing is going to work. For each and everything we will be thinking about the economy. We have to build up the economy, and economy is also a very vital part of the sustainable development. So people, profit, and then policy and planet. So everything we are doing for making the planet a good place to live. And another thing that we need, that is the policy. Policy means the entire governmental activities, okay, the government plans, the government programs, everything. Okay. So today countries are agreeing to the importance of conserving natural resources. Process is slow but has begun. People are adapting a greener ways that will improve their health. Farmers are practicing smart agriculture, and industries are realizing as to how much they can save through energy efficiency. So things are going on. People are trying to put this sustainable development into real motion. Okay, it's happening in some countries. Some countries are speeding up, some countries are lagging behind, so it's just going on. Okay, so next thing that you have to understand, that is, so here you have been given the entire condition of the world which is doing on the sustainable development. You can just read it by yourself. Okay, there is nothing more to explain here. So next is session 2, the importance of sustainable development. Why we need the sustainable development? So point wise you just remember, that is, provide for essential human needs. Sustainable development is needed because it will be providing our basic needs. So what are the basic needs? So growing population. So growing population means like using of different resources, like consuming more resources. Okay, and food is limited. Okay, resources are limited. So we need food, we need shelter, we need water. Shelter means we need houses. Okay, we can't be living on the streets, so we need proper houses. So therefore, if we are maintaining the sustainable development, then these things we don't have to worry about. We don't have to worry about this overpopulation, what they will eat, what they will drink, where they will live, what they will earn. Okay, everything will be provided, and also a population control thing is also there. Okay, it will be implemented. Okay, next is address agricultural requirement. So for agriculture, this sustainable development is very much needed, because after all, agriculture means our basic source of food. Okay, so agriculture must be more productive. The different types of fertilizers, different types of HYV seeds are required, okay, to make the crops produce more and more of grains, okay, so that we can have a good amount of productivity from those fields, as because the land is limited. So for everything, sustainable development is important. Next is help in managing the climate change. Obviously we are noticing it's February, but still it is very cold, okay, but in the beginning of the January, suddenly it was so hot. We were thinking the winter was so much short-lived, why the winter is gone. So we can see some climatic changes are happening, global warming is happening, it's a major global issue right now. So we need to manage these climatic changes, because if the summer heat is increasing too much and if the winters are becoming too shorter, then it will be really problematic for us. Okay, the sea level will rise. If the level is rising, then the lands will be submerged inside. It will be having chain reaction one by one. Okay, so for everything we need to use this sustainable development. Next is help nation in being economically stable. So a country like India, as we are living here, we are still developing country. We have not become the developed country. We are still developing. Whereas USA, it is already a developed country. Japan is a developed country. So we are still developing, means we are not totally independent. Okay, we are depending on different things for our economic stability. So when we become completely economically stable, okay, we will be like a developed country. So in order to become economically stable, first we have to follow this sustainable development. Okay, next is help in sustaining biodiversity. So biodiversity means obviously the plants and animals. We are using them, we are using plant products, we are using animal products, but we are not taking care of them. Then what will happen in the end? Everything will get finished, there won't be any plants, there won't be any animals, and we won't be having any resources anymore. So for our own need, we need to maintain this biodiversity, life, ecosystem, everything. Okay, so this session 2 is also completed. Okay, till now, any problem? If you have any problem, you can ask. Okay, no problem. So the next part, session 3, today the time is not enough to complete it. So I think I will take one more class to complete this session 3. In the session 3, we will get the challenges in sustainable development, the difficulties. Challenges means the difficulties. Obviously, everything, whatever we planned, it's not so easy to implement in the practical field. There are different obstacles, so we have to discuss about that. Then how obstacles will be there, we can have the solution as well. So what will be the solutions for those obstacles? Next, India's point of view, how is India actually trying to implement this sustainable development? So different programs and things we will be studying, we will be reading, and then the chapter will be finished. That's all, a very small chapter. So just one more class needed. Okay, okay then. So I will end my class here today. Okay, all right then.